Chapter 7. But concerning the things that you wrote to me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. But because of sexual immorality, let each one have his own wife, and let each have her own husband. Let the man reward the wife due affection, and likewise also the wife to the man. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the man. And likewise also the man does not have authority over his body, but the wife. Do not withhold from one another, unless it is by consent for a time, that you may be devoted to fasting and prayer. And again come together in one place, that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. But this I say by permission, and not by command. For I wish that all men were as I myself, but each man has his own gift from God, one after this manner, another after that. But I say unto the unmarried and to the widows, it is good for them if they remain even as I do. But if they do not have self-control, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. But to the married I command, not I, but the Lord, that the wife not separate from the man. But if she is separated, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to the man, and let not the man leave his wife. But to the rest I, not the Lord, say, if any brother has an unbelieving wife, and she consents to dwell with him, let him not leave her. And a woman who has an unbelieving husband, and he consents to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Otherwise your children are unclean, but now they are holy. But if the unbeliever separates, let him separate. The brother or the sister is not bound in such a case. But God has called us in peace. For who knows, O wife, whether you shall save the man? Or who knows, O man, whether you shall save the wife? Only to each as God has divided, to each as the Lord has called, let him walk. So I order in all the churches. If anyone is called being circumcised, let him not be uncircumcised. If anyone is called uncircumcised, let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of God. Let each remain in the calling in which he was called. Were you called as a slave? Do not let it be a concern to you. And if rather you are able to become free, then make use of it. For he that is in the Lord, being called a slave, is the Lord's freed man. Also likewise, he that is called being free is a slave of Christ. You were bought with a price. Be not slaves of men. Each in that which he was called, brethren, in that let him abide with God. But concerning virgins, I have no commandment from the Lord. Yet I give my judgment as one that has received mercy from the Lord to be faithful. I suppose that it is good because of the present necessity, that it is good for a man to be so. Are you bound to a wife? Seek not to be released. Have you been released from a wife? Do not seek a wife. And also if you have married, you have not sinned. And if you have married a virgin, she has not sinned. But such shall have tribulation in the flesh. But I am sparing you. This I say, brethren, the time is short. For henceforth even those who have wives be as though not having, and they that weep as not weeping, and those rejoicing as not rejoicing, and they that buy as not possessing, and they that use this world as not using it as their own, for the fashion of this world passes away. And I wish you to be without care. The unmarried cares for the things of the Lord, how he shall please the Lord. But he that is married cares for the things of the world, how he might please his wife. There is a difference between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman cares for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and spirit. But she that is married cares for the things of the world, how she might please her husband. And this I say for your own profit, not to cast a snare before you, but for that which is proper and waiting on the Lord without distraction. But if anyone thinks he behaves improperly toward his virgin, if he is beyond his prime, what he wills, let him do. Let him marry. He has not sinned. But he who stands firm in his heart, not having necessity, but has authority over his own will, and is judged in his own heart to keep his virgin, he does well. So then he that gives in marriage does well, but he that does not give in marriage does better. A wife is bound by the law for as long a time as her husband may live. But if her husband has fallen asleep, she is free to marry whom she wills, only in the Lord. But according to my judgment, she is happier if she should remain, and I think I also have God's Spirit.